Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to the Scrap 5 Challenge. This month we're using hearts, flowers, red or pink, I'm going to use both, tag or tags, and specialty paper or papers. And I'm going to scrap this picture of my parents when they had their 50th wedding anniversary because you could use the theme of Valentine or not. And so I'm using their anniversary. Their colors, Mom wanted red. So yeah, we've got red. You can see it on the cakes there. And I added gold. She didn't ask for gold, but I added gold because I kept finding things that were gold. Well, it was a golden anniversary. I'm going to use this paper here, and this one right here is We Are Memory Keepers, I believe, from a long time ago. I'll probably have it a few more years. And the other one is called Crush, I believe. And I'm going to put the two pieces of paper together. One of the things was to have on here was hearts. So I'm going to have plenty of hearts on this page. Just on that half a sheet, I've got a lot. And the other one's got, you may not be able to tell it, but it's got little teeny tiny round circles, like hollow in the center. And they don't show up near as much as the hearts do on the other side. But there's enough white space that I can put my title and everything, and it show up really good. Of course, I'm going to use black. It may have showed up on anything, but that was what I was thinking when I pulled it out. That script paper, it was from a 6x6 paper pad, and I believe it was the Crush one, and I am going to use a couple of more for tags and everything. Well, it's that one right there. No, that's American Crafts one. I don't think it actually has a name. And I'm going to use 3 different ones out of there besides that one with the script. And the script says, P.S. I love you, in case I didn't mention that. And then this paper here, it has a lot of stuff on it too. And it's like, I love you and love you always, things like that on it. And I'm going to make 3 tags, a 2.5-inch wide, a 2-inch, and a 1.5-inch wide. So there will be a variety in the sizes of my tags. And I am going to do some trimming down. 2 of them's going to tuck underneath the photo. Well, the third one is too, but part of it's going to hang out, so it's going to end up longer, just so that you can see more of the tag going along the side of the photo, well, the bottom of the photo. And I am also going to do each one of my pieces of twine differently. The first one I'm going to do like Becky Bidding always does. I think she calls it loop-de-loop, where she goes back in through the hole several times. And that one's kind of sticking up farther than the other, so, well, sticking out to the side. And so I didn't want it hanging over the edge, so it's going to get the loop-de-loop. And then the other 2 are going to get a little bit longer and glued down. And I think one of them I put a bow on it, but I didn't put a bow on all 3. That's just a little too much to have them all 3 that way. That's why I'm doing them all differently. I did make my mom an album not too long after the anniversary. We had those little disposable cameras on everybody's table, so we got them developed and I made her an album with it. But oh my goodness, how plain Jane those pages are. I cannot believe they had stickers on rolls, and they had this one with like a banner thing, and they were with gold and had kind of a reddish looking flower, I believe. It's around here somewhere because I did end up with it after Mom passed away. But I ran across this photo because, like I said, we had those cameras sitting on the table and more than one person took photos. And I ran across this one in my box of photos, and I thought, I think I'm going to use it for the Valentine one and have an anniversary instead. Now, since I couldn't make up my mind on the title, I thought I would look at the sheet and see what I could use. And of course, I seen Smitten right away. And I thought, well, that'll be good for the title, but I didn't want to put it as the only word on there. I wanted something else to go with it. So I put Smitten Good Times. And I'm sure my grandkids will look at it and not even know what the word smitten means. But I thought it'd be funny to have it on there just in case they don't. But like I said, I think they won't know what it is. But I do think it's a super cute word. And I went several years not seeing it, not hearing it. And then all of a sudden it's on a Thicker's phrase page. And I thought, oh, I got to get that. Well, I seen it on people's layouts where made me see it. And I got it. And I bought a couple of packages. So, yeah, I like the word. I like using it on layout because I think it's cute. And it's old fashioned like they were, too. That sticker I just put on there, it says always kiss me goodnight. I couldn't resist putting that one on there either because they always kissed each other goodnight. Even if one of them was going to bed, and the other one was watching TV, whatever, they would kiss the other one goodnight and go on to bed. So yeah, that's something that they always did as as far back as I can remember. And I know they did it not too long before Dad passed away, even because I was there one night when he said he was tired and he was going to bed. Another thing that we had to use on our layout was flowers. So I am using my little EK Success Punch. And I punched out some of the polka dot ones so I could have the darker red color. And I'm also doing white. And I'm going to ink the edges of them so they won't be completely white and they'll show up just a little bit better. The enamel dots, I'm only going to use the pink ones. And I think I'm going to use all of them. I think I end up pulling them all out and using them. I am getting a couple stickers off of that sheet there. And it's the ones I'm getting are forever, spelled the number forever, and beautiful. And they're not very big, but I thought they'd be cute on there. And, you know, they were married, I think, 56 years before my dad passed away. And so, yeah, it was a forever thing. And then beautiful because I thought, this is a beautiful picture of my mom and dad. And so I'm going to throw it on there. And them cutting that cake. When I was watching them cut the cake, I thought, I am sure they did not have a wedding cake when they got married. And how nice that this looks like a wedding cake because I'm sure my mom appreciated that. I didn't think about that at the time, but I'm sure she did. They had planned on eloping when Dad come home on leave, and everybody in where I live would go down right across the Arkansas line and get married. Well, that's what they did. But he was in his uniform, and the preacher asked for his ID. Well, he wasn't old enough to get married. So they had to wait. That was April Fool's Day, April 1st. And so Dad always said he got April Fooled, and he had to come back the next day with his mom to co sign them getting married. So it wasn't quite the elopement they planned, but it was what they did because they wanted to get married and have enough time for a honeymoon before he had to go back to the service. I am making 3 banners in the upper, well, almost right hand corner. And I'm using the same papers that I used on the tags. And then I'm going to use some other elements that I used down there in the other cluster up in that one up there. And those hearts that I'm using, they're fancy pants. And I took and cut, or you know how they have the bleed over sometimes? Well, I took and cut a bunch out one day. So that's what I'm using. But the outside is really not available unless you do fussy cutting. So yeah, if you have those or anything like those, when they have the bleed over, alphabets sometimes have them, you can just cut the outside part and have 2 hearts instead of 1 for each of those. And the reason I got that package was for that. I noticed when people was taking them off their sticker sheets on the process videos, that all that was left behind. I thought, oh, I got to get that set because I know I like that. But as you can see, I haven't used a whole lot of them because it goes twice as far. And I only use them on Valentine's Day or thereabouts usually. But yeah, I've got a whole iris container of Valentine's stuff that I bought years ago and haven't added anything new in a while. So know that the newest thing that I'm going to add to this is a die cut right there at the end. And I got it, I think 2 years ago maybe, at Hobby Lobby when they had their markdown thing, for like 40% off or 50 or more. Because I think it was like $12.99. It's Memento die is what I'm going to end up using. And it had 3 dies in it, and I got it for like three and a quarter, $3.25 for three. So yeah, that's super, super good. But it's made for cards. However, I have all kinds of dies made for cards, and I use them on the scrapbook layouts. But I am going to put it vertically along the seam looking part between the two pages after I get done with these sequins. And I am going to add a few sequins. I did cut my die out in black, and yeah, it's just going to go right along the seam part to cover it up. And I thought maybe I might throw a little bit of glue behind a couple of the hearts to help that vellum stick a little better, but I didn't have to. And the reason I didn't have to, there was a tiny bit of adhesive sticking out from under there. So when I put the hearts down, it kind of mashed it down against that little bit of adhesive. And so that vellum stuck a whole lot better now than it was before. Before I was going to pull it up a little bit because I only adhered it underneath the paper. And I was going to pull it up a little bit and rub that off. I'm not now because you can't really see it after I put the hearts on there. Let's see if I got everything on here. Hearts, red or pink, tags, specialty paper, which I've got vellum, and, oh yeah, flowers. Flowers is the other one. But that's it. That's my layout. If you look down there below, you'll see the other gals that are doing it on YouTube and Instagram. And if you want to do it and post yours to Instagram, just use hashtag Scrap5. And we'll get to see what y'all did too with the Scrap5 recipe. And if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But I hope y'all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.